This question comes from Alex, who asks, what would happen if Earth's atmosphere was made of pure oxygen? Alex, that's a great question and also a terrifying one. In fact, your idea is basically the equivalent of saying, what if the entire planet was one giant barbecue starter fluid commercial? Let's break it down. First, a little chemistry. Right now, our atmosphere is about 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen, and a few other gases like argon, carbon dioxide, and whatever you coughed out last winter. Nitrogen is basically the chill roommate who keeps oxygen from getting too excited. Take nitrogen away, and suddenly oxygen is free to party, and oxygen loves to party with fire. If the atmosphere were pure oxygen, the first and most obvious change is that everything flammable would become very flammable. Your kitchen toaster? Fire hazard. That old sweater you keep in the closet? Fire hazard. Trees? Let's just say forests wouldn't burn down in wildfires, they would vanish in a flash. Even materials that normally don't burn easily, like concrete and steel, would be in danger because in pure oxygen, fire burns hotter, faster, and with a kind of enthusiasm that firefighters have nightmares about. You might be thinking, well, at least breathing would be easy. And yes, at first, you'd feel amazing, like you just got back from a jog but without the jogging part. Your brain would be flooded with oxygen, your muscles would work better, and you'd probably feel like running a marathon. The bad news? Your body wasn't built for that much oxygen. Breathing pure oxygen for long periods can actually damage your lungs and eyes, and cause something called oxygen toxicity. Basically, your own cells would start burning themselves out, like leaving your phone plugged in until the battery explodes. And then there's lightning. You know how lightning today sometimes causes fires? In a pure oxygen world, every thunderstorm would be a planet-wide pyrotechnics show. One bolt of lightning, and you wouldn't just have a fire, you'd have the fire. Imagine a chain reaction of flames racing across continents like they were competing in the 100-meter sprint. But that's just the human perspective. Let's talk biology. Plants would be in trouble. They've evolved to breathe in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. In a world that's already pure oxygen, they'd have trouble surviving. That means our food chain collapses. No plants, no plant-eating animals, no burgers for you. The few creatures that could survive would probably be weird, oxygen-loving bacteria, or giant insects. Yes, giant insects. Back in the prehistoric era, when oxygen levels were higher, dragonflies grew wingspans the size of seagulls. In a pure oxygen atmosphere, you might see houseflies the size of basketballs. That's one way to make people never open their windows again. The oceans would be different, too. Pure oxygen would dissolve in water more than our current atmosphere does, changing how aquatic life breathes. Some fish might thrive, others might just explode. Oxygen-rich environments can be as dangerous underwater as they are on land, leading to all kinds of chemical chaos. And if you think space travel would be easier, think again. Pure oxygen is rocket fuel territory. The Apollo 1 disaster in 1967 taught us that even a small spark in a pure oxygen environment can turn into an instant inferno. Imagine that, but on the scale of a planet. Space agencies would probably have to launch rockets very, very far away from anything else, or just accept that every launch pad is now a one-use product. So, Alex, in short, if Earth's atmosphere were pure oxygen, you'd get a short burst of athletic superpowers, followed by lung damage, terrifying insect overlords, and the constant fear that your morning toast might burn down your entire neighborhood. The planet would basically become one giant match waiting to be struck. If you really want more oxygen in your life, maybe just take a deep breath at the beach instead. It's safer, and your house won't turn into a fireball.